can we stop sliding down the side of a mountain, please? And as if by magic, we're at an identical craft that is currently orbiting the Earth, and this one is going to the moon. Are we in a new biome yet? I mean, the under the rocks biome, possibly, but yeah, no, we're not. Okay. Which will be a slight problem when we're trying to do inclination changes, but yeah, it'll be fine. 3 dishes instead of 2 or 1. Welcome back to Kerbalish, and yeah, we're on the mission screen, which is a new screen to start off with. I don't know if we started an episode on this before, but we have 3 missions available because we've got loads that we've accepted. We've got all these sort of relay satellites and things like that to do. Wow, another one appeared just as we clicked off. So we've got Saturn, a relay satellite. That suggests an R8 100, which we can't get yet, but when we do go to Saturn, we're going to have to use one anyway, so we might as well take that. We've got Pluto, and we've got Charon, both of which do that, so we're going to take those, because if we go to them, we're going to take it. And then, and of course, none of these have got expiry times on them. We've got a Mercury mission. That gives us some reason to go to these places, so anyway, let's get on with some missions. I get on with some missions, I mean, whoa, what's going on? Why are you going sideways? I mean, let's see what our rover's doing, because it supposedly has just arrived at its destination. Can we stop sliding down the side of a mountain, please? And then I want to go right there. There we go. Route found. Click go. Wonderful. Let's get on with something else then. And by something else, we of course mean the Verizon, the Venus Horizon mission number 1. It is, or should be now. Yeah, it's gone past the moon, is it? No, it's not gone past the moon. It's actually going past the moon. I wonder whether it's got more delta V because of the there we are. No, it's behind us. It is very much behind us. It's on a higher trajectory is what it is. That's a really high trajectory. That's a worryingly high trajectory, actually. It's about to depart, is it? No. It's still doing its thing. That's odd. Why is it up there so high up? I'd imagine in the background that the calculations are done so that things don't jump completely, but you're never quite sure. No, I don't want that periapse. I want closest separation. Right, okay. Let's get the closest separation down a bit. So do a bit of this. What's this going to do? Right, okay. We can get it right down now. Right down. Right, let's do a focus view. We want to play around with this a little bit. Just get it nicely in. Yeah, we're actually burning retrograde a lot there, which is quite interesting. So we could have got it closer if we hadn't had the maneuver node playing around a bit silly with us. Do that all the way around, and then I'm happy with that there. Yeah, that's close enough for me. Yeah. Right, let's warp this thing to there. It's got solar power. We'll jump to its partner in crime in a minute and just check it's done something wrong. No doubt the maneuver nodes and jumping across things will have messed it up and I'll be very annoyed by it, but we will see. Right, let's get this thing into position, and it shouldn't really matter where we burn, actually. This is because of where we are. I believe we might actually be on an ascending descending node, so it might actually matter, but yeah, whatever. We'll just do a little bit of burny. There we go. Bring it in all the way. Okay, oh, there we are. We are coming in, and let's have a look. Make it nice and slow. Bring it in, and I don't like the way that it jumps top to bottom like that. And a bit more. There we are. Perfect. Wonderful. I am happy with that. We will add in an alarm for sphere influence change. Yeah, we'll do that a minute before. Yeah, 1 minute before is fine. When's that going to happen? It is there. So we've got all these departure potentials first. We're not going to be using them because they're all too far out, I believe. So we could actually get rid of them. We're keeping them there just because it's the markers. Right, let's see if we can find its partner in crime. Right, we are about an hour after we'd actually put our maneuver node in for this, but that's fine. So we're, are we about to leave? Yeah, we're actually, wow, 2 minutes. 2 minutes until departure time. What amazing timing. So we didn't actually go past the marker. That's good. So we'll never find out if it would have messed it up or not, but we'll have a look at this. Right, so let's have a look, and yeah, we have we got an encounter still? Yeah, we've lost our encounter. Of course we have. course we've lost our encounter. That would be far too easy to kept, wouldn't it? Let's just slow it down. Oh no, we have got our encounter because we went through on time warp. So let's have a look. What's our encounter looking like? Are we still beautiful? That's interesting. We were on time warp and it didn't calculate it. Interesting. I am happy with that. So that one we can add a sphere of influence change as well, and they're arriving 3 hours after each other. Wow, that's actually the closest. Normally these things end up going on really weird flights around each other and they never quite come in at the right time and things like that. Well done. I want to call them the New Horizons, but we're not calling them the New Horizons, we're calling them Venus Horizon. There we go. That's brilliant. So those two are on the way. That's the Venus mission sorted out. On to something else, I think. Well, by something else, I actually meant our rover, but our rover, I don't know if I've included this clip there, but as we took control of it, it was a little freaky weird. We're inside rocks, inside other rocks. And I suppose, thank goodness, now if ground scatter, if meshes were on, would this have happened? Was that a bad idea to have Bon Voyage combined with this? I don't know. Let's have a look. Are we in a new biome yet? I mean, the under the rocks biome possibly, but yeah, no, we're not. Okay. So we're going to get to this alpha site through the medium of passing through everything. Yes, it looks a bit weird. I know. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It looks to me as though we're right on top of it. So, yeah. Oh, through the tiny, tiny field of little tiny boulders and up a hill and into some more things. Thank goodness we don't have ground scatter. That would be horrendous, wouldn't it? Right, we're going down a hill and we're now actually pointing towards where the destination probably is. So it's probably down in this valley, I'm thinking. Oh, we are now entering the alpha side. Look at that. We had to go through that massive pile of boulders back there. We'll put the brakes on. Massive boulder field. But this area here, this sort of open area, is the alpha site. That's cool. Oh, and we're going to pause. Is it braking? It is. It's going to brake. It's fine. I'm pretty sure it'll maybe stop. It seems to slew to one side. I haven't got a broken wheel that I can see. It must just be that's the way it is. Yeah, if you're wondering, that's so I know where the front is. The different colours, that's so I'm at the front. Right, let's go beat it. So I will drive around and complete this and I will show you when we get to the end of it at least. So here we are on the launch pad with another launch of one of our Horizon missions, and this is going to go to Mercury because I didn't realise we actually have a Mercury window right now. I'm not sure how good a window it is, but we're going to go for it. So light the candle, let's get going. So what have we done with this craft? It's pretty much like the previous two Horizon missions, apart from the fact I have done what I said I was going to do, and I've put a third transmitter on it. And that should give us the required range to Mercury. I can't remember what the requirements were actually. I'm assuming it was a 15. And this should have a total of 15, I'm thinking. I'm hoping the other ones actually are okay as well. I do need to turn over a bit there. It would be nice to get some better tech for the probe cores and things, but it's not vile. We can manually drive these things because that's right. We are driving. We're going to get this thing up, and I will probably, unless anything major happens, see you upon orbit. Isn't that a nice view? So that's the Cape, is it? That's the Cape, isn't it? Well, I think the ground may have gone a bit wrong, but we will see. Right, and as we are finishing off our burn into orbit, you can see, yeah, the big difference is we've got 3 dishes instead of 2 or 1, and they're arranged a little bit lower on the craft just so I can get access to all of the sites, because these dishes have a very large hitbox, is something I realised recently, so they get in the way, right. We are going to, or I am going to now attempt to plot for Mercury, and this is not something that I tend to find easy. Right, I have a maneuver. It's not great. It gets us sort of near this, but we will have to do I think we'll have to do a plane change more towards the descending node and then play around with it there. We might have enough delta V for a capture. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, potentially we could have gone for a bigger craft for this. This may be a flyby, but if anything else, it just gives us a little taste of what we can get. Now, this is a very, shall we say, precise burn I need to do just to get this. I don't know if we'll manage it, so we'll just position it. We'll see how we go. We will fire the engines. We'll fire everything we've got. It's going to be a 2-minute burn, so that's going to be it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because I don't think we've had a burn this long before. Like we might have had some of our craft going to the moon, but There we go, firing away. So while this is burning, I should probably say, I think I want to put some space stations up. I want to put some big modular space stations up, and I want to go big. I want to go colonize in stock as best you can, I think. Oh, engine's gone out. Fire the next one. There we go. Right, let's have a look. We have an encounter. It's actually pretty good, actually, that, isn't it? When's that? What's that? That's going to be in 34 days. And of course, this is the other side, isn't it? So that's going to be, yeah. So if we put a maneuver down out here somewhere. Yeah, put a maneuver there. What can we do with this? Let's have a look. What can we do? For about 900 meters per second, we can get an encounter. It's not a great one, and it's not brilliant. It's not. I don't like it. It's not terrible. However, to capture, how much is that going to cost me? Let's actually have a look. 4,000. Yeah, we're not capturing. Okay, we're not capturing, but we can get a flyby. So that is important. So we're going to go for the flyby. So we will put that in. We'll do a flyby. We'll get some science on the way through. It's not brilliant. I'd have liked it to have completed the relay contract, but it is what it is. So we'll put that in. And in a few days' time, we shall do that. We have a Mars window in about 170 days. We're going to go to that, I think. But we've got the Mercury horizon. While we're waiting for that, I think we should put up another space station and move the one we've already got. So here we are on the launch pad with another rocket that looks very similar. Yeah, this is Earth 1, which is basically the sister craft of Moon 1. And the whole idea is this is a station we're going to put in orbit around the Earth. We will attach the science module when that goes up, but we want something that's actually going to be semi-usable for now as a station, just as a core. We might end up getting rid of it. On board we have Bill Kerman, an engineer, because we don't actually need a pilot on this one. In fact, I could have sent it up uncrewed, because I've put a probe core on. That's the one difference that this one has. It actually has got a probe core. We can get rid of the fairing, actually. Why is the fairing still on? Get rid of that. Right. We are still just making our way out the atmosphere. We're not fully out the atmosphere yet. As you can see, basically the same craft. A bit of comms there. We can actually put that on to allow partial and allow partial. That's good. And then any second now we can extend them. Even though we're at full thrust, let's extend them because we can. That's where they extend. And then we can extend the panels. We will need bigger panels if we're doing science and transmitting science, but we do have the batteries that are going to store electricity for us, so that's good. Right. I don't know what altitude I want to put this at. I'm thinking 200. I think 200 or 250 would maybe be a nice one, actually. Let's just do that. Let's take it to 250. 250 is high enough up so that it's not scraping the atmosphere. I can put craft above it or below it if I'm going for dockings. This sort of situation, it makes rendezvous a little easier. So there we go. Just pop it up to there. Wonderful. Right, let's get this decoupled. Actually, get rid of that. That can fall back down. Right, and then we can just try and circularize this. So there we go. Add maneuver. Let's have a look. We are going to. Whoop, that was quick. And oh no, it's still the Parallax there. Interesting. Is it? There we go. 250 by 249. That is, I'm happy with that. Of course, we don't have a decent pilot on board, so we're going to have to do this manually. But that's okay because we have the reaction wheel of this thing that's able to do the job for us. The only problem we're going to have is if we're firing back towards that. That would be a concern to me, but I think we should be okay. And we should be getting, there we go. Yeah, that's all right. We're not doing a retrograde burn. We put an awful lot actually into this. Didn't we get to 40 kilometers Parallax, which means this might not actually burn up. It might stay in orbit looking at it. Once we're sorted out, we will we'll have a look at our inclination and everything, and we'll try and fix that. So let's get this going and done. Right, firing our engines just to circularize that. This is not the fastest of engines. Which will be a slight problem when we're trying to do inclination changes, but yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, we should get this into a decent orbit, hopefully. And I would like to put it in line with the moon, because then it can act as a marker, but it also means if we've got anything that we want to dock to this and then send to the moon, it's already in the right inclination. It gets us into a good habit of sending things into orbit that's basically aligned with where we could potentially need them. One of the bonuses for that is, number one, interplanetary transfer, or I'm going to do all of those from the moon's sort of inclination. That means that if I have something that's going to moon or interplanetary and something goes wrong or it doesn't work, I can sort of invest the time and reuse it. We get a bit of rescue mission type situations. They're a little bit easier. We've got alternatives to just, oh, well, that craft's dead, you know? 0.9 is our inclination. That's not bad, actually. This is the ascending node. So we add that in here. That's the ascending node. Let's pull this down by about, oh, I don't know, take it down to 0. I'd like it to be perfect, but I don't think we'll get it perfect. So that's the node there. So I actually want to go until I get it to, what I try and do is I want my ascending descending node at right angles to where I've actually done my ascending descending node burn. And then that gives me the best possible situation in my mind. Anyway, that's the way it works. All right, let's go do this. So 36 is nothing, is it? That's a tiny little burn. So this should be doable. We're going to leave this attached for now because what I want to do is we want to send up ideally a fuel tank or something at some point, because we'll probably want to do in the future some interplanetary stuff, and then we've got fuel up there already. We can just transfer it around, which is nice. It's always a positive to have things like that. Now this shouldn't affect my ascending my periaps and apoaps too much, but it probably will. So I just need to be aware of that. It is likely that this thing will affect our orbital details a little bit, probably skew it off a bit. If we're lucky, it might actually circularize a bit because we're not perfectly circular. There we go. It's taking, no, it's just sort of, yeah, it's sort of doing something. There we go. What are we looking like now? 0 for that. What is that? That is 0. Okay. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. 0, 0. I'm sure it's out by like 0.05 or something. 0.05, yeah. But yeah, it'll do. Right. With that in mind, let's go to the moon. And as if by magic, we're at an identical craft that is currently orbiting the Earth, and this one is going to the moon. So let's oh, it's already targeting it. Well, that's good, isn't it? Where's its orbit? There it is, and the moon. Ooh, I think it is just about in the right. No, we've just gone past where we want to be. So let's warp around to there. It's only a day, and then we'll have another think about what we're doing. We'll make a view on our decisions. We're going to put this on prograde, because of course we have a proper pilot on this one. So the proper pilot can actually do the actual transfer, which would be actually quite nice. Right. Let's have a look. We will be able to see the moon shortly, and I'm going to do this old school. I'm going to do this very old school. Right. Here we go. So we are waiting to see the moon. That's what we're looking for. We should see the moon over there somewhere. Where will we see you? Where will we see you? It should be any moment. It should be. Is that it? That's it there. Fire the engines. I believe. Is that moon? I believe that's the moon. Yes. Fire the engines. Doesn't look very big, does it? I'm assuming that's the moon. It's not like in Kerbin. Could be anything though. That might actually not be the moon. That might be me getting carried away. I think that's the moon. Pretty sure it's the moon. If it's not, then we've missed it. But I think that's the moon. It's actually quite hard to see. I thought it would look bigger than that. I'm sure from Kerbin it looks big. Like in Kerbin system. I suppose it's all relative, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so we're going to... Oh, we are out of that stage. Forgot we had that problem. There we go. Get that one going. Another engine to go. So we should be looking at... let's do a little bit of physical time warp. We should be looking at 500 meters per second on this. Then we're going to capture. So this should be more than enough to get into a nice orbit. And then I have to decide on inclination around the moon. Do we go for putting it into a sort of standard equatorial moon orbit? Do we just look at how it enters the moon? Because I don't believe this moon is tidally locked like ours. I might be wrong. If it isn't, well, I suppose one of the big things transferring Earth to the moon, you always tend to end up in the same orbit over the same place because just the way the world works. There we go. Right, let's focus view. And which way we're going? We're going that way. So we're just going to bring this in. And I would like to be... How high above the moon? That one's 100. 100 is good. 100 is good. I quite like 100. These two are all lined up nicely. Why is that? What is that inclined at? Because that is very nice. That's almost on its track, as it were. I may be a bit cheeky and actually do an inclination change to match the orbit of the moon around the Earth. But I think that's a bit cheeky. We'll just get this thing in first and then we'll deal with that. Right. Capturing is going to be 200. Yeah, we can waste lots of delta V. I don't know if I want this to be this high. If we're doing departures, we're probably going to do them from what, 25 kilometers? So, you know what? No. Oop, too far. Turn it round. We probably want to be about 25 kilometers up, don't we? So if we park this just above 25 and then bring it back. No, we're really having fun with this today, aren't we? We're doing a quick burst. This thing doesn't have RCS, if I remember rightly, because I was trying to be clever and do little tiny. There we go. That's perfect. 33. We'll do that, and then we'll do a capture down to wherever, 30-ish 3, and there. What's that going to give us? 32. Wunderbar. Right. Warp to there. Perfect. Superb. We'll just sit here, wait. It should arrive at some point in the next few days. Of course, the big concern is that the entire craft decides to glitch out, not hit the maneuvers properly, and then fly off into interplanetary space. And then I have a Kerbal I have to rescue, which is not something that I really enjoy. Oh, there we go. It's now coming into the sphere of influence, and oh, yeah, perfect. It's getting a signal from there. I don't know why it's doing that, because it's got the range to transmit all the way back to Earth itself. Warp to there. Right. Let's have a look. Put us on the retrograde. Thank you. Right, Melcal, how you doing? You will get yourself a science lab at some point, okay? Just not yet. So we can't upgrade you. We can't, give me extra bonus points for being a Kerbal all the way around the moon. Let's just get all the way to there. Yeah. This is quite nice, actually, isn't it? We one of the reasons I want to put a station around the moon is we have a lot of missions with having to have tourists, and tourists require somewhere to go to and then come back from, because I could just send a craft, but I've got some of them that need to go to the surface, and I don't want to send all of them to the surface, because that is just that is the way that things go wrong. So we're not doing that. That is the thing I'm not doing. Which means that I probably need to unload some on orbit and then bring them all back at once with a big craft of some sort. Now that's a long way down the lines. I've got years to do it, but I am aware of it, and that's something I need to be thinking about quite a bit. I think 300, 300, 200. We're keeping an eye on this periaps. I don't want the periaps to go below 25, because I want to give us the ability to still do stuff. Here we go. 400, 300. The 333 starting to drop a bit. It's starting to feel a bit of pressure. Periaps is starting to drop, but I'm still going on the apoapsis quite nicely, and a little bit of slowdown any second. There we go. Okay, we'll just do a little bit of that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So what we can do is we can refine that in the future. But for now, quite happy with that. Station is up. We will position it upwards for now, even though that's not actually going to be any good for us, because this bottom node, which is where I would normally attach things to start with, it's going to be, hello, get off. It's going to be facing in the position that it's going to be blocked by that big rocket. So there we go. So this thing should, have we got communications? Its signal strength 100%, can transmit. Is it transmitting? It's transmitting straight back to Earth. Good. Now, actually, here's a question. Is it now forming part of a network? It is. So it's actually allowing Luna 1 to transmit to it. and it's transmitting the rover's data and lunar ones as well through it. Okay, so it's doing, oh, what else is it transmitting to? What else is it connected to? Ah, it's able to connect to the deep spaces. Interesting. Right. Well, that is going to be us for now. Have we got our mission complete? We have completed the orbital station around the moon, so that's that done. We've got the missions on the way to Mercury and Venus. The Mercury one is only going to be a flyby, so we need to think about maybe a better craft in future for that. But from me, until next time, have a great one. So if that was good for you, check out on the screen right now some links. You can see other videos you might like. Check out the channel, see if there's any playlists you like. There's also some links to other content creators there you might like, or leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, do all those things.